Alexandria Ocasio Cortez weighed in on the gas stoves debacle and had a really good response to Ronny Jackson on Twitter that we'll take a look at in a second here. But first, to give you the context, an individual within the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission mentioned that gas stoves create harmful indoor pollutants, and the government needs to be aware of that and take action to prevent individuals from being harmed by that, right? And that turned into Biden is planning on banning your gas stove, and Fox News blew up about it, and the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission came out and said, no, we're not in the works on something to ban gas stoves. We're just talking about what actions could be taken to prevent these harmful indoor pollutants. And it was just a whole debacle. Well, AOC responded to Ronny Jackson, who had said, I'll never give up my gas stove. If the maniacs in the White House come for my stove, they can pry it from my cold, dead hands. Come and take it. Just so manly, so brave, so masculine for the strength he has to defend his gas stove. Now, why that's the hill you're going to die on, that your cold, dead body will have to be moved out of the way if you're going to come for my gas stove, is rather strange. Lots of important issues in the world there, Ronny. Gas stoves aren't necessarily one of them, but okay, we care about our gas stoves. I get it. So, I liked AOC's response. Did you know that ongoing exposure to nitrogen dioxide from gas stoves is linked to reduced cognitive performance? So, of course, alluding to the idea that Ronny Jackson may be sending out weird tweets like that because it's actually his gas stove's fault. He's getting his cognitive performance reduced by that product. So very nice tweet there from AOC. But what's interesting about covering these types of stories is sometimes you get caught up in, myself included, the media nonsense, that we miss the interesting and important discussion that could be had if we weren't focusing on the media nonsense. So what I mean by that is, with this gas stove story, Fox News went berserk about it. All these people, Ronny Jackson saying you can pry my gas stove from my cold hands and all that. And that's what I reported on initially. But the conversation about gas stoves by themselves is important, as The Guardian writes. Gas stoves are a hot topic. A new study linked them to 1 in 8 childhood asthma cases. 1 in 8. And that is what the Consumer Product Safety Commission was responding to, in saying, if they can't be made safer, maybe we should consider banning them. It wasn't the Biden administration getting ready to ban them or anything like that, but that's an issue. And our obsession with the way we've always done things may not be as important as the lives of our children and ourselves, and the possible negative implications of the indoor pollutants that those stoves cause, not to mention the just general climate change concern with that type of stove. So if we weren't in such an absurd media climate, we could have an interesting discussion about what should we do to respond to the fact that these gas stoves clearly, seemingly, are dangerous in many ways because of those pollutants that they create. But we'll never have those, because right when the discussion even peeks its head out in this one little space within our government, Fox News and Ronny Jackson and all these different people lose their minds. And so then we don't get to have that interesting discussion, important one at all. And that is one of the big problems with our political system right now in the United States. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get a full extra show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there's a link in the description.